Welcome back, everybody. We're here at the local Battles Land Center in Fort Lee, New Jersey, here with Power Overwhelming number 4, a Lanavet 12-man tournament right now, double elimination. We are going into the game between OpTiKNemesis as well as Cookies, hailing from the Rutgers CSL team. I'm your caster, Wendy. I am here today with Eric the Red, also of the Rutgers CSL team. We'll be casting Cookies once again, his teammate. So we're just waiting for the players to get ready. Starting map again will be MLG Daybreak, right? It started on Daybreak
I think
last
we
time.
are. Yeah.
Starting Daybreak last. So same. We're still in this round 2 of the bracket then.
Right. All right. Well, looks like we're all good to go. So we're just waiting on the host, which is OpTiKNemesis.
Yep. You probably noticed that whenever he's ready. And I'm actually familiar with Team OpTiK. I know they're one of those reg players. Coyote. I'm quite familiar with him. He's actually pretty good.
Pretty big NA clan, right?
Yeah, they're pretty popular. But here we go. Game number 1 winding on down. Now, was this Terran versus Protest? We haven't seen its PvT on this map yet.
No, we have not. And I think it's a pretty good map for, quite a lot of styles, actually. But I think the most popular styles are just going to be the fast expands for both races. So spawning here in the bottom left, we have our Protest player, the red OpTiKNemesis.
It's so hard to get used to.
I know.
To click on the mini map to change it. And Cookies, this Rutgers player will be spawning up here in the blue color, not the Rutgers red, that's scarlet color. But you guys are starting up a new team, you said?
Actually,
Knights of StarCraft?
We are indeed starting up a new team. We've got a couple people already, and we've just been clan matching a little bit. We've had a scrimmage versus Impressive Play. We actually beat them 4-3, hoping for a rematch this week. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with that endeavor. But in the meantime, Cookie's just going to be walling at his ramp, and OpTiK0 just...
OpTiKNemesis. There's an OpTiK0.
I'm sorry.
There is an OpTiK0.
There is an OpTiK0.
No worry. I have not heard much of Nemesis. I know he was on the team, but obviously local, able to come out to the land today. Has a lot of probes cubed up, so I'm going to go ahead and say Nexus first. And, I mean, why not? His map is huge.
I don't know. He's rallied out now. I think he's going to get the gate on 13, actually.
Is he?
Yeah.
Yeah, there it goes. I love when players go Nexus first. I think it's just so cheeky. And
it's alright. I don't know. I'm not a
I would do
fan
it.
of it.
If I ever roll... I feel like Nexus first is so safe against Terran in so many situations. A map like
Daybreak...
Daybreak...
If you're rolling random, it's a little different. You can go whatever you want first.
Oh, I don't... I play random, but I do the day 9 thing. I have 3 separate accounts.
Yeah, that's actually the wiser thing, because, I mean,
I hate... Random offers up too many problems on the ladder, I think. People like just cheesing automatically, so you get less of a standard game.
Right.
Which I mean, you encounter cheeses, but the number of times I've encountered, I've like rolled random, got Zerg and went up against a Zerg and 15 hatched, and he's like 6 pulled me or did some crazy like 4-minute speed build. I'm like, oh, okay, this is really weird. Had I showed him that I was Zerg, the game would have probably progressed a little bit differently.
So OpTiKNemesis is just kind of poking up here, not just checking the gas, I think, and seeing that there's actually no gas. So he'll be pretty comfortable that it's just going to be a fast expand here by Cookies.
I mean, with that number of SCVs out, a lot of good players are good at... some of the best players, I should say, are really good at scouting worker counts.
Yeah, it's there's not that many workers. It's easy enough to count. You just see, oh, well, there's actually only 16.
You do it by the patch. By the patch, and that's the easiest way. You just look at, okay, there's
2 per patch.
2 here, 2
16.
here, 2 here, 1 here, 2 here. All right, cool. Yeah, he's obviously got the right number of workers for a... gaseous expand, and that's exactly what he's doing.
And in fact, Cookie's just going to take his natural right at the mineral location, so it won't have to do any kind of floating action or anything like that.
I think it's safe.
OpTiKNemesis, though, getting that first Zealot.
Yeah, Cookie's going to need that bunker, though, because if Nemesis he's actually getting a second Zealot, this could be really cute. I'm actually... I'm liking this. If he chrono boosts out that Stalker, 2 Zealots are really good for tanking the damage from the rings. He can at least get the Stalker by.
Yeah.
And maybe a Zealot. He might lose 1 Zealot, but I think that's totally worth the scouting information. That causes a lot of trouble for the Terran player as well. But actually, no, a Sentry behind this, so Nemesis is probably going to play a little bit safer then.
Yeah, 2 Zealot Sentry. It's a little more of a defensive style. I don't know if I'm the biggest fan of that, because... The reason being, like an MC style would be like a Zealot and then 2 Chronoed Stalkers, something like that. Having the Zealot and then a Zealot and then a Sentry. If it was like a Zealot, and then into a fast 3 gate. Well, you know what? Actually, in a way, this might not be that bad. If he's going right into a
it's
really
a little less
fast
aggressive than MC, I think is.
well,
what's
he's
worth pointing out.
he's actually chronoing his cybercore. So this is actually similar to the build that Sasa has been doing a lot, where he would actually get 2 gases though, and 2 in each gas. But you actually would poke out with these first 2 zealots, establish map control, and you have a warp in about 6 minutes and 10 seconds or so. With you
this
have
is a very early warp gate.
yeah, it's gonna hit probably before 7 minutes, and if there's only 1 bunker, but he's actually building 2 bunkers, so I think Cookies will be fine. But when there's only 1 bunker, this push does so much damage. This is actually a build I've been doing a lot lately, similar to this, but I think that second zealot was mainly just to deny the scout and maybe establish some map control.
Yeah. I can see why getting 2 gases with 2 guys in each is a little bit more effective, because you
Yeah.
want more sentries with this. You want to be able to force field
Exactly.
those bunkers. You want to be able to push away the SCVs, prevent them from repairing. And now a second pylon will probably go down the high ground. Warping has occurred.
But 2 bunkers, I mean, this is a wide choke,
Ooh,
but
poke.
I still think that 2 bunkers should be more than enough to hold this. And 1 Marine, so smart there by Cookies, just sending that guy out so he sees this many units before the 7 minutes mark means that you've been chronoing some gateways, or you've been doing something. There's some aggression on the way.
Yeah. Now it's also worth pointing out that he's been chrono boosting. His economy's going to suffer from that. He's not going to have as high of a probe count as he would necessarily have had he been focusing a lot of his chrono boosting into there.
And
but Stim is still a long
yes,
ways off. It's
well,
about 40% done.
Yeah, Stim, it is a long ways off, but I think it's just far enough where he'll have it if he chooses to commit further to like some kind of 5 or 6 gate. But actually, big SCV pull here, but it's just a little bit of a fake. The problem, though, with OpTiKNemesis' build is that these zealots are actually kind of a little bit deadweight right now. He'd much rather have more probes out, and looking at the income tab, they're actually dead even, which is not where Protoss wants to be versus a Terran. You actually want to be
ahead.
Significantly, maybe 8 to 10 probes ahead by now.
Yeah, I mean, mules will make up that difference, so Terran obviously has a huge economy advantage in terms of income. I believe that is a robotics big one, and
going
yes, it is.
fast Kalo, it looks like, off of 2 bases, so it's very viable choice to go Colossus. I think we'll see what Optic chooses to go from there. If he wants to go into just 2 Colossus push and then to expand behind it and get Templar, or maybe just go for some big 2 base Kalo 7 gate all in.
Now, I'm wondering, is there any engineering bays down for Cookies? What's his upgrade situation look like?
It looks like he has not started any eBays yet. He's actually opting for the little bit quicker medevac. So right now starting actually the double eBay to catch up for the slower eBay at all.
And that actually might be in response to the fact that, a Nemesis is very, very zealot heavy. He's not going to be able to respond to drops as appropriately as he would if he had Stalkers out. Stalkers obviously able to target down the medevacs as they're flying in. Sentries and Zealots not so effective in doing so. Of course, Zealots are a little bit more effective dealing with the units, but you want to take out that medevac before that every unit has a chance to drop off a single Marine Marauder.
Exactly.
Observer's going to get scout out, though.
Yeah, he will see what's going on. He sees the first 2 medevacs pop out, and I think he's going to be aware that this push is on its way. No 1-1, no combat shields, or combat shields actually, no, not done for this push. But
it probably will be done by the time that Cookies decides to commit to it. I think
by the time he gets there, it should be done.
Yeah, he does have 1-1 on the way, so you just have to fall back on that. And I like that. He has a contingency. He's like, okay, this push does no damage. It's all right. I'm not behind on upgrades. I have my infantry 1-1 on the way. I can get my armory if I don't sacrifice too much of my units to this push.
And Nemesis going into double forge, I think that's also a very wise move. Taking a third at this point, it's not going to be very good for the Protoss with this kind of army. It's very immobile. The third is distanced quite a bit away from the natural, and I don't know. You just need to be a little bit more careful if you haven't traded really, really well with the Terran army. Like, well, there's going to be a gauge right here. A stim and a nice force field.
Yeah, great force
some
field.
of those units.
Range almost done. Had range been done, I think that would have been a lot more in the favor of Nemesis. I think it was really odd that Cookies was all the way out of position there, but
just poking and prodding. He wants to see what the third timing is, and actually taking the third now. But like I was saying earlier, this is going to open up an opportunity for the Terran to be very aggressive with drops, because the Colossus, this army is very immobile.
It forces your army to stay together, because those Colossi, while they are great at taking out infantry units of the Terran player, if they get isolated in any way or form, but There's actually
he only has 5 gates though too. He went for double Forge,
5
and Twilight Council, and Colossus, and taking a third. That's just so much stuff. And this drop is going to do huge damage, I feel.
There is an observer there. How many observers does he have on the field, actually?
He actually has, let's take a quick check, 2 observers, so a decent count. And the question is, did he see this? He's actually pushing forwards here, so I don't know if he spotted that drop. It's going to come back here, and he could unpower some structures, maybe even snipe the robotics, which would be huge. Meanwhile, though, just adding on more racks, but we'll see what happens with this drop.
Yeah, third base finishing up for Cookies, turning into a planetary fortress, of course. Drop is just going to hang out there for a little bit.
Yeah.
Of course, it's like the big Protoss weakness is oh my gosh, they're susceptible to drops.
Now here comes the drop, though. This is the perfect timing from the Terran player. If Cookies knows that he needs to make something happen, the Protoss is being very, very greedy. This one Kahlo could get sniped if he's not careful. We'll see if actually lifting up doesn't want to risk it, but
yeah, guaranteed damage, man. He picked out a gateway. He picked off a POW and depowered a gateway.
That's true, and he's actually
probes.
killed. I think only killed 1 worker, but still Terran's quite ahead because remember now Terran got his third quite a bit before the Protoss did.
Yeah, and he's actually ahead on workers plus the addition mule.
And
so
these drops are going to threaten to counter the entire game as long as those are there.
Yeah, but with 4 Zealots there, 4 Zealots actually really good at picking off the drop as it's dropping in. Not so great at dealing with the drop that's already been deployed, but if it's dropping off units one at a time, 4 Zealots just shut it apart.
OpTiKNemesis adding on Kahlo after Kahlo after Kahlo, not cutting that production. Now,
wait, what are you calling it?
What?
What are you calling it?
Kahlo. Colossus?
I've never heard a Colossus called a Kahlo.
I don't know, man. I've been saying that for a long time.
Is that a Rutgers thing?
It probably is, because those are the only StarCraft guys I ever talked to. It's a very isolated community, maybe.
Dude, TC&J's... for those who don't know, it's a TC&J, and we had a CSL team. Our team consisted basically of 4 people and like 4 guys who played pretty much every single time, and like 6 other guys who would show up whenever they felt like it. One of the guys apparently was like B+ or B- on ICC Cup for Brood War, because we just always see him playing Brood War in the dorms, but he never showed up for the StarCraft 2 stuff. He was just always playing Brood War. Like, all right, we got to get this guy playing StarCraft 2 for us. But I've never called it a Kahlo, ever.
All right, well, now you know when I say Kahlo, I'm not talking about other words that begin with that.
I don't even think Kahlo is a real word. I was like, Kahlo, is kind of, cowardly, but...
No.
Big drop, big doom drop into the main, though.
Oh, look at this. Going to be sniping that robotics, and 1 feedback, but it's not going to kill any of these medevacs, and actually saving...
Oh, he's attacking his own gateway.
He's going to kill a gateway, too. That was kind of close.
Yeah, he did pick off the robotics, so that's pretty huge. Third base has finished up for Nemesis. Worker count, what is that looking at right now?
Worker count, we are currently at 76 to 70, so pretty much even. I think both players where they want to be in terms of worker count for the game. Now, the thing is, though, that Protoss is going to be looking to secure this 4th base. Terran, though, he doesn't realize that he's actually been sitting underneath this observer the entire time. And same here with his... I think there's still an observer over this army. Yeah, there is, actually. So... I don't know. It's a little bit embarrassing if he's going to realize that after the game, that he's been spied on this whole time.
I think as the metagame is going to shift, I think more and more observers are going to come out as Colossi kind of fall in favor. Just the whoa!
What is he killing there? Did he just kill some of his own stuff?
Maybe he makes room for ghosts.
Yeah, he was maxed there, so that wasn't just a misclick. He was just killing off some Marines.
There's a lot of gore on extreme settings. I've never witnessed this game personally on extreme settings before.
It's a whole other
I've always played low. I mean, my computer could probably run it, but I've always played low settings. And
well, now it looks like Cookie's going to be securing his own 4th right now, quite a bit after the Protoss base. Still threatening, though, to drop, and it looks like this is still out of... Actually, very, very good positioning there. I don't know if he's done that intentionally, but...
it's so weird that you can't see the shadows. The shadows are in vision, but you can't see the shadows.
I don't know, man. He just doesn't...
Blizzard mechanics, dude.
Just how this world works. Just know...
Yeah, it's actually bringing those medevacs back. That I think that the little echelon of units there is left to on their own, man.
A lot of Zealot in this composition, a very Zealot-heavy composition, so...
he needs more Archons, and he's going to need Storm. What's his High Templar count out, though?
He has got 3 Templar with this army, not a whole lot at all. We'll see what happens. He's adding more and more racks, so he's going to have a total of
12 racks right now.
12
Looks like
racks at
12
least.
racks.
Oh, even
Oh
adding
wow!
more down here.
Yeah, so
16
full
at least.
Yeah, 16 racks. It's gonna be a lot to fall back on, as long as he gets the proper add-ons.
War Prism
on
with
those.
speed, but is he gonna snipe that?
Vikings. Oh,
It was empty though, nothing inside, but still a nice snipe. He could have potentially threatened a counter or picked up those Templar. And there's not a lot of anti-air here, so these Vikings are going to be doing a lot of damage to the Kahlo unless they can get some storms underneath.
the thing here is, if the Colossus goes down, it's fine. He just warps on High Templar, gets Archon, so they're quickly replaced in that regard.
Yeah,
so
but Archons take a while to morph. Like if he's going in for that push to deny
that's
the
what it
fourth.
takes for a Kahlo to build.
Yeah, but I mean that's the thing. But these Vikings can just come in, kill the Kahlo if he does a nice stim, and EMPs as well. But still, 4 Kahlo can do so much damage.
He really should not engage up the ramp. I know it's so tough for Protoss players and not want to engage into Terran.
Oh, he's gonna do it though, and upgrades are even here, so there's no significant advantage. But look at that, all the ghosts getting killed, and the EMP's a little bit late, I think. But I don't know. There's so many zealots here.
Well, Zealots doing a good amount of work. No storms have
pretty
gone
well.
down. However, a lot of Vikings remain. One Colossi is actually making its way through.
All of the Kahlo were
Nemesis is going to push us back, and he actually has 170 food to 120. No proxy pylon in position to help with this. Of course, that War Prism has taken
EMPs
down.
were just so late, and I feel like there just wasn't enough actual ground force here for Cookies. And it looks like he's going to actually have to lift that base. This is really, really bad for Cookies. That one engagement, it looked like it should have actually been a lot closer than it was.
I was kind of surprised that A, Nemesis engaged at the top of the ramp, and B, Cookies. I mean, I wouldn't expect anybody to engage. Maybe that's what Nemesis is.
Again, there were 4 or 5 full energy Templar, or what do you call it, Ghosts, just sitting there at the top of the ramp, and they didn't get any EMPs off. Imagine if all of those Zealots and Stalkers and Colossus had lost almost all of their
I've never seen a
shields.
Marauder get chopped in half before, but that was pretty sweet.
That's what happens on ultra settings, and this could just be the end. I don't know, but Nemesis does need to be careful not to engage up into too much of a choke point. An SAV pull with more reinforcing units could always be disastrous.
Nice storm there. Another nice storm.
These
Zoning out there.
Going to be a little bit
and
too
Nemesis
much.
is going to take this down, man. I don't see Cookies. And
Yeah.
GG comes out of Cookies. Game number 2 on the way. Will be Cookies map pick. But Nemesis, engaging up that ramp, never would have thought that was a good thing to do, but
No, I did not
decided to
think
roll
so
the
either.
dice and took out a win out of it.
He caught Cookies when he wasn't paying attention to his
And
units.
I think that's what he was banking on, was just that Cookies. Who would pay attention to that situation?
I don't know.
You're in an advantageous position where if Protoss is not going to engage into, he shouldn't engage into you.
I mean, that's the one thing that Cookies had to do, though, was just control those ghosts perfectly. But again, it just missing that little army movement, and it was GG.